In this courseware video, we will build a composition using multiple layers and learn the proper use of the Merge tool. Start by creating a new composition. Our footage is NTSC-D1, so open the Preferences and set the composition's frame format preferences to NTSC-D1. Click on Save to close the composition's preferences. Now open a file browser and locate the courseware footage folder. Drag the file sequences from the background folder, the mech folder, the packs folder, and the burnt folder into the flow, one at a time. Right-click in the flow to open the flow's context menu. Select the Force Source Tile Pictures option. This will cause each of the loaders to show the thumbnails of the images that they will produce. Right-click on the background clip's loader and select Set Render Range, or just drag the clip directly into the time ruler. Change the global range to match the render range by entering a value of 136. View the background loader in the left display view, then set it to fit in the view using the Ctrl-F keyboard shortcut or by selecting Fit from the display view toolbar. Now drag the mech loader into the right-hand display view and set this display to fit as well. This is a CG rendering of a broken robot in its final death throes. The robot should be on fire, but to keep this example simple, we are using the raw robot layer without the additional fire effects. The background of this image is drawn in the views using a checkerboard pattern. This underlay shows us which portions of the image are set to transparent in the alpha channel. Click on the Show Checker Underlay button in order to toggle the display of the checker underlay. Locate the Color Channel flyout menu in the View toolbar. This button is labeled with a tricolor icon showing red, green, and blue bars. Clicking on the button once will toggle the display between showing the color channels of the image and its alpha channel. You can also select the arrow next to the button pop-up to display a pop-up of a list of the channels the view can display. Fusion uses the alpha channel when placing the robot over the background image. Pixels in the alpha, which are white, are considered to be opaque, while pixels which are black are considered to be transparent. Switch back to the color channel by pressing the C key on your keyboard while the display view is active. You can also use R to display the red channel, G to display the green channel, and B for blue. To combine the foreground image of the robot with the background image, we need to add a Merge tool to the flow. Right-click in the flow and select Add Tool, Composite, and Merge from the menu. The Merge tool tile shows two image inputs, as well as the standard blue effects mask input. Placing your mouse pointer over the input will display a pop-up showing the name of the input. Connect the BG loader to the background input of the Merge. Note that you do not have to connect directly to the input. Simply dragging the connection over the tool tile and releasing is enough to connect the tools. This is because background is the tool's primary input, so it is the first to be connected. Now that the background input is connected, you can connect the mech layer to the foreground input using the same technique. Note that the inputs automatically are rearranged so the pipes are laid out in the most efficient manner. View the Merge tool in the left display view and then press the space bar to play the result. The robot has now been merged over top of the background layer. To combine this layer with our composite so far, we will use a shortcut. Drag the output of the packs loader and drag it over top of the output of the Merge. This is a shorthand way of telling Fusion you want to use the packs layer as the foreground. Fusion will automatically add a new Merge tool correctly connected to the two source tools. View the resulting Merge in the display view. Note that the Merge tool has several on-screen controls. A center control can be used to position the foreground layer relative to the background layer. An angle control can be used to rotate the layer, and the green border around the edges can be used to scale or resize the layer. In this case, our layers have been rendered out correctly positioned, so we can ignore these controls. Our last layer is another rendering of the packs character, but this time, the texture used is a noise map, which we will use as a suit layer covering his clothes and face. We will also show you one last method for adding a tool to the flow. Open the bins using the Ctrl-B shortcut or by clicking on the bins icon in the toolbar at the top of the screen. Select the top level of the bins, labeled localhost, then right-click in the Details window and select Create Tool Folders from the context menu. This will create a set of folders containing shortcuts to all of the tools known to Fusion. Open the Composite category and drag the Merge tool from the bins into the Composite. Use Ctrl-B to close the bins again. Connect Merge to, or our composite so far, to the background of our new Merge tool, and connect the burnt layer to the foreground. In this case, we don't directly want to merge this layer over top of the background, because it will obliterate the character we've already created. The noise map should be blended with the background using a more subtle technique. Locate the Merge tool's Apply Mode control, and click on the arrow to open the menu. This shows several apply modes that can be used to combine the burnt layer with the background. Select the Overlay option from the list. Even using the Overlay mode, the burnt mode layer is still a bit overpowering. Use the Gain control and adjust it down to about 0.2 to reduce the strength or intensity of the overlay. Now the texture has been blended with the original background, producing the kind of dirty effect layer that we were hoping to achieve. The Merge tool is the glue that holds together most composites created in Fusion. Understanding it is the key to producing excellent results. We strongly suggest reading the Tools Reference chapter for the Merge tool to learn more about this powerful and complicated tool. You can read the reference documentation for any tool in the printed manual, or you can access online help by selecting the tool in the flow and pressing F1 on your keyboard. This concludes this chapter of the courseware.